So you're talking about taking a look at it right now, so they call for it, we'll call.
Yeah, that I'm not worried about.
Then we get to three.
That's gonna be the whole thing, carefully.
And we will be doing, uh, after we do the bond. Yeah, I like
Who does the motion, Stacy? How do we make a motion with just, okay. How do- We can't canvass the vote because it's not the form. So we'll have to have two of those meetings and. Yeah, they're not due. So we can reorganize the board without everything but canvas. Okay. Well, hold on. To. Okay.
You have to do it again.
Don't try again right here.
With hard copies.
I've never had trouble with that.
Based on how much you want.
Oh. Yeah. I can barely reach this one. I call this meeting to order. Will we stand for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. At this time, we'd like to do the student recognitions. And I have here Mrs. Gallagher with Toby.
There we go. Okay. This is Toby Starkle. He is 5 years old and he just smart as a whip. He counted today for me. We started our last assessments. He counted for me, date 118.
Yeah.
Goal is 31. So, he's an overachiever. And he is just flying through all of his things. But the best thing about Mr. Toby is we have a little friend in our room who's not quite there on social appropriate behavior. And this little man has taken him under his wing. And it doesn't matter how many times Toby gets smacked or hugged or pushed down, he still plays with the little guy. So Toby is one of a kind. He's a gem. And we're super excited that we have him.
We want to keep him.
Keep him. Yeah, and we're going to keep him. Yeah. For next year, right, Mom? Yeah. No. All right. Okay, you ready? Look at these. Got a paper for you.
Next, we have Mrs. Grotjohn Hudson. I'm recognizing way too many of these names.
All right, so this is Hudson Moore. He is in my kindergarten classroom, and Hudson is just a shining example of honesty and kindness in our kindergarten classroom. He leads by example. He always treats others with respect, and he always goes above and beyond in everything he does. He has a very strong work ethic and just genuine care for his classmates, which makes him a true role model. But with all that being said, the biggest reason why I chose him is because he has strong integrity. He is consistently honest, chooses the right thing even when nobody is watching, and even when sometimes he makes a bad choice, but he always owns up to it with respect and that kindness that we see. He never does anything for attention or praise. He just consistently does the right thing all the time. And whether or not he is being corrected or celebrated, he is humble, he is grateful, and he handles everything with maturity and grace. So that's why I selected him.
I said, I have you personally. And thanks a lot. All right, next we have Starkle, Britton, and Winslow, the sixth grade, for Hank.
Gets all of us.
Ladies and gentlemen, members of the board, my name is Tyler Britton. I teach Hank's language arts and reading class.
I'm Kayla Winslow, and I teach science and social studies.
Alyssa Starkle, I teach math. So we are here to recognize Hank. He's here with his family today, and we think that Hank is just a standout student, and we're very excited to be able to recognize him today.
Hank is an exceptionally responsible student. And for someone in the sixth grade, that is something that we truly appreciate. He's always prepared for lessons with everything he needs, ready to learn. Hank is an exemplary student when it comes to being responsible. He's also a student of diverse interests, including biking, hiking, fishing, hunting, skiing, playing basketball, baseball, and even golf.
I can say from personal experience that I've seen this one on the golf course multiple times. So he's a very adventurous young man. This year, in particular, we've seen Hank's interpersonal skills really show in action. He's really able to connect with his peers and even with the adults in the staff, which is really cool to see. Especially, we've had funny jokes in the classroom and connections and things that we connect on all the time. He really has an amazing personality and a really great sense of humor. Like I said, we joke and laugh all the time in class, so it's a good time. His maturity and leadership skills also really makes it a joy to have him in class. So very much deserving of student recognition.
Yeah. In the future, Hank wants to attend Montana State University. An electrician, which is really cool. And seeing what we've seen in sixth grade, we know that whatever he puts his mind to, he will be able to achieve. So we're very excited to recognize Hank.
Mrs. Ostrowski, we have Zoe. Is Zoe here? Zoe Williams?
Zoe is not here.
Okay, we'll do it next time.
Okay.
Or maybe she'll come in late. Okay. Oops. Brittany McMillan with Rachel. Hello, hello. Okay, we'll put that one up till next time.
There you go.
All right. Now, at this time,
Are you going to take pictures?
Hmm?
You're going to take pictures?
yes, No, I'm not going to. If those of you that are here would go out in the foyer, please, so we can get pictures for the newspaper. Shannon, if you want to go out and just stand on it, you can. And pretend.
Okay.
It's all right. Max,
Yeah, yeah.
I was gonna say, I can't say it any other way.
More things you can blow up after your meeting.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah, and then I'm. Yeah.
Yeah, I love it when you said, when you come to the I'm not voting for him next time. Okay, I can't do that. Yeah, I guess, yes. Unless you want to do a school bus driver. This is great. There was just the three of us. And nobody else. Ron didn't go. Ron crossed the front. Yes. She. You know. I would love to see. Remember, she was fit forward. Because he didn't. If there is an open, then we have to choose. But I said, if there is an open, yes, that's what I would love to see. Oh, fully. And that's right from the chair, fully. Okay, so now we're gonna do the reorganization.
Yeah, there's still.
Okay. The current board chair starts the meeting. I'm just reading this, okay? Superintendent, we'll have Susie Rios, the county superintendent, come up and swear in our two new trustees, please. Are they here? Yes.
People, so, okay.
We're counting on you.
Hi, Tony.
Last time I was here, I sat right beside you last.
That's right.
Oh, that's my chair, though, Tony.
Oh, this
That's where I usually, I'll let you
This chair. Okay, so what is your name?
Go, Catherine.
Tony Catherine, Tony. Tony Rigo. Okay, well, we'll just. Cody Catherine. Okay, if you raise your hand, please. Sure. Their name is. Okay, so just repeat after me. I do solemnly swear
I do solemnly swear
that I will support, protect, and defend
that I will
support, protect, and defend
the Constitution of the United
the
States
Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of Montana,
and the Constitution of Montana,
and that I will discharge the duties of my office
and that I will discharge the duties of my office
with fidelity, so help me God.
with fidelity, so help me God.
Thank you. I'll just have you sign and then we'll take care, Tony. You sign right here. Would you like to stand here?
Penny, when were you on the board?
It was 12 years ago.
Was
It
it?
was when we consolidated the schools.
That's fine.
That was enough for me.
That- And now you've decided to come back.
Well, we're not consolidating schools.
Oh, but-
Can't get them any smaller.
You only think that.
And behind
I had
Kriston
nothing
or
to do.
Sam.
Yeah, right.
Now, Tony, just Tony Rebo.
Sure.
Okay, sounds good. Tony L. Rebo, that's what I was like. Here we go. I do solemnly swear that I will support, protect, and defend the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of Montana,
You become the chair.
and that I will discharge the duties of my office with fidelity, so help me God.
Okay.
Congratulations, and I'll just sign and put your name. Yeah, and there is title. Literally.
Where are you going, Bob? I said, where are you going?
Thank you.
And now you can canvass the votes. Okay,
Where do you want us at?
There's a binder.
yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
So canvass, it says after canvassing, the vote was complete.
Yeah, let's go ahead and move on. Yeah, that sounds good to me.
Okay. The current board chair will make a motion to appoint the superintendent as the acting board chair. I need a motion, please.
I so moved.
Second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Remember, you're voting members. Thank you.
So I am now board chair, and we need to go ahead and take care of the reorganization of the board. And I need to call for nominations for the board chair. The board chair does not have to be here to be voted in. So I am looking for a motion.
A motion or a nomination?
A nomination.
I nominate Elida Snow.
Second.
Any discussion? Okay, go ahead and look for,
All those in favor?
all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, so we have a board member, board chair.
Need a vice chair.
Second thing we need to do is, need to get a vice chair. Do we have a motion for a vice chair?
I nominate BG Zimmerman.
Second, is there a second? Second. Okay, all in favor? Okay, any opposed? Okay, B.G. Zimmerman, B, vice chair. Okay. Okay, next item on the board is
You need to resign, Ron.
that I need to resign.
Dismiss yourself. Yeah,
That's right.
So at this point, I'm going to hand things over to the vice chair because the chair is not here. Okay. Gigi, it's up to you.
You're up, BG.
So are we canvassing the votes now or not? Okay, so we need the canvassing the votes, and how do we do that?
I think we just have to vote to accept.
You should have them in your paper, and then you have to sign this. You should have the votes in there and then you can sign this and pass it on.
That,
Once
yeah.
you're done with that. Or this paper has everything in it too.
Okay. Let's see if I get which ones.
Thank you. Thank you, Rob. I'm not going to do another group. Because when I can ask for name, number, shoe number, put that out still. Thank you, Tony.
Yeah.
I now need a nomination to appoint Stacy Morley as the district clerk of the board.
I so move.
Second.
There's a nomination by Rob and a second by Ellen to appoint Stacy Morley as district clerk of the board. Any questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Guess what, Stacy? We're so surprised.
No one else wants to do it.
I do solemnly affirm
I do solemnly affirm
that I will support, protect, and defend
that I will support, protect, and defend
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Montana,
and the Constitution of the State of Montana,
and that I will discharge the duties of my office with fidelity.
that I will discharge the duties of my office with fidelity.
We'll do that. Gentlemen, it calls now for next time for selection of committee members, but we thought it would be better to wait till our agenda meeting when we had a workshop so you could see what the different committees were. I know you know, but I don't know for sure, Cody, if you know all of them or and aware, so it'll give us time to talk over that. Is that okay?
Yep, absolutely.
Thank you.
Off you go. Sign away.
Are you guys having fun out there?
Yes, totally.
So are we up here. I shouldn't have such a long name and a broken hand. Oh, Bob, I should write like, yeah. And it looks different every time.
Might be a forgery.
Ah.
Yep.
End of the line.
Wow.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay. At this time, members of the audience can briefly address the trustees on an issue that is not on the agenda. The chairperson of the board will seek comments from the audience on significant items as they occur. Public matters do not include any pending legal matters, private personal issues, or private student issues. Please do not attempt to address such issues at this time, or you will be ruled out of order. Mr. May.
Thank you, and thanks for being on the board. It's a lot of work. I recently sent an email around, I think some of you may have gotten it, I don't know, but my name is Jim May, I'm a retired teacher with Libby Schools. About 20 years ago, Craig Rowland, Sarah Barrett, Rose Moen, and I attended our week-long advanced placement workshop at Kimberlake High School in Bellevue, Washington. I'm here to talk about the AP classes. This is a very rigorous beginning of Libby High School's offering the College Board's advanced placement opportunities. So for that year, that next fall, we offered AP US History, English Comp, English Literature, and American Government and Politics RAD. I'm going to read this, otherwise I'll get longer than I need to, so bear with me. All AP subjects demand a level of academic learning that prepare high school students for college level education. Analyzing multiple sources into a single argument, viewing the various subjects from a cognitive level, learning to effectively organize students' thoughts, and exposure into rationale results are all part of the emphasis of the course. Students are urged to wrap themselves into the subject presented to them by their high school teachers. This experience is a great learning opportunity for students and teachers alike. Students were able to take them from what they learned in the class to be beneficial to their future college endeavors. AP educators also regularly attend additional week-long or 3-day workshops to hone their skills in the subjects and strategies. These workshops personally were the best in-service I had in my 36 years, specific academic curricula in-service. They're amazing. It kind of recharged my career at about year 20, actually. AP educators also have to have their course reading materials approved by the College Board. That preserves the integrity of the course's legitimacy. AP educators also are in constant contact with other AP teachers and college professors from around the country in their area of study. It's an incredible source of information. It's an incredible source of strategies and approaches. AP courses make their teachers more proficient in everything they teach because what they pick up during the year is inevitably applied to the other courses they teach. It's a tremendous investment in your staff. In the spring then, students are, and we just got done taking their subject exams for an opportunity to receive college credit. AP exams are developed by a board of college professors and secondary educators that do an amazing job of providing an appropriate examination and feedback on those exams. I've been part of that feedback for a few years as I worked for the College Board in the summers reading AP essays. Students must score an average of about 70% to have an opportunity for college credit in a subject area. The exams are rigorous for good reason. Colleges would not accept the scores for credit if they were not. These credits are accepted in colleges and universities around the country at a level that our local community college cannot meet. There's been a transition recently in the high school because of retirements, but you currently have an AP US History teacher, you have an AP Government and Politics teacher that want to continue it. In addition, you have a new English teacher that has been looking forward to putting the training and the AP work into her department. Hopefully they can continue to have that professional growth. College credit has been available through the Lincoln County campus for years. The Path Libby High School allows students to take classes if they were not offered at the high school, or only if they had taken the course at the high school first. Removing AP classes from the high school is a disturbing trend. In doing so, all the benefits that I've mentioned go away. I think it should be their high school teachers that provide this. So, I also understand, by the way, Libby's adding a 7th period to their schedule. This should make even more opportunity to keep those AP classes, hopefully. Libby High School spends a lot of time, resources, and effort assisting struggling students with graduation. That is both necessary and admirable. I would hope the same opportunity would be given to the motivated students by keeping AP. And I should also add in the end, finishing up in my years of contact with AP teachers and college professors from all over the country, I have never once heard of a school dropping AP courses once they were established. So I urge you to reconsider keeping the College Board Advanced Placement Program within high school, and we don't let 20 years of excellence die. We've got some young kids in here earlier that I would hope would have the opportunity to take AP classes once they get to the high school. So I do have copies of it if you want to see it. Some of you got it already. I thank you for your time, and I will.
Board members want a copy of that?
Yeah. Hopefully you'll reconsider the decision.
Thank you, Jim.
There's several copies there.
Thank you.
Thank you for your time. Huh? Okay. Thank you. See you all.
Okay, let's move on to setting of the monthly meetings. Next monthly meetings will June 2nd at 4:30 and June 9th at 6:30. And remember that the second one is the farewell reception for anybody leaving our district. So it might not be right at 4:30. We'll close. Are those times okay with everyone?
As long as there's cake, I'm good.
Is there a motion?
I move we set the monthly meetings in June for June 2nd at 4:30 PM and June 9th at 6:30 PM.
Second.
Ellen moved to accept the monthly meetings and Rob seconded. Any questions? All those in favor? Opposed? And we have a list of minutes to consider from previous meetings. April the 2nd, April the 7th, April the 9th, April the 14th, April the 16th, April the 17th, April the 23rd, April the 25th.
I'm just glad I didn't have to attend all these meetings. But it was very lengthy reading.
Aren't you glad, guys, glad you didn't have to read all those minutes? Okay. Is there any question on the minutes? Any corrections?
I move that we accept the minutes as presented.
Second.
I have a motion by Ellen and a second by Rob. Any questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Moving on to budget and finance. Rob, you might be up.
Rob gets to take over this.
Well, Kriston isn't here.
$1,177,497.
And 69 cents. I make a motion that we accept the number as stated for April 2025, the trustees' financial report of again, $1,177,497.69. Approved warrants 17,565 through 17,660. Voided warrants 17,655 for the incorrect amount for the claim.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
I have a motion by Rob and a second by Ellen to approve the monthly trustees' financial report. Any questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Sounds quiet over there. We accept it. Okay. Leadership team. Who wants to go first? I'm looking right at you.
Sure.
You want to go?
Absolutely.
Thank you, Ms. Kidwell.
Who is that?
That's me.
Is that the pie in the
Looking
face?
good.
It was great
I
fun.
gotta do this. There.
So we had 8 new students this month and 4 dropped for a total of 560 students on May 12th. Still increase of kids, so just like normal, coming and going, but we're up 23 kids on the year. Overall. So,
Coming and going, the same ones,
some,
some.
So this is just this is a recap of several of our big dogs that have been our focus last year, as well as this year, and likely moving into next school year. MTSS has been a big focus for our campus in strengthening processes and procedures so that kids get what they need to either fill learning gaps or the correct supports with behavior needs. So we're going to continue our journey through MTSS, documenting all of our information in Branching Minds, which is a collaborative platform that follows the child from year to year. And it has proven very beneficial as a powerhouse of information. Things don't get lost or in somebody's desk. It's all in one place for that child's needs as they move up at our school. So we will have our SLT work session on June 9th, and we'll be re-examining our processes for screening. How are they working? How is data being used? Reflect upon our current interventions. Is there anything that we need to do away with or maybe consider a different intervention because maybe something wasn't as effective as we had hoped? How progress monitoring occurs. Is there fidelity to that? Is it documented to show that if a child has responded to that intervention, or do we need to reconvene and come up with another plan? This work will drive any revisions and additions to our action plan for our next school year. We will also reflect upon our different tier teams. We've got at Tier 1, SLT is the academic focus, PBIS is the universals for behavior. Tier 2 is our collaborative sessions, both academic and behavioral, that we have multiple times a month. And our Tier 3, we have weekly, which is our MTSS school-wide intensive student support team, which can lead to individual student support team meetings with parents and other stakeholders. So just reflecting upon that, because some of those were new this year, so I'd like some feedback from a teacher perspective, and how do we continue to grow and move forward so that kids get what they need. So instruction is also one of our big focus and will continue to be. Again, focusing on fidelity to the state standards via core instruction, small group differentiated instruction, striving for 90% intellectual engagement, and making decisions that are data driven. So we're going to continue to develop ways to better meet the needs of the students within each classroom by differentiating instruction. Continued implementation of workstations and or small group during the 90-minute block. That's been very effective across multiple grade levels. So just to continue to strengthen how we meet needs of kids even within the 90-minute block versus always whole group instruction. And then a focus that through data from MAST and through walkthrough data that we've realized we really need across all grade levels to focus on that independent piece, independently having students read and write to build those skills to increase STEM. And we are currently in the process of completing our spring benchmark via the exact path. So there's no complete data set at this point. And our mass data results, it looks like they will come out the 15th. So we don't have those quite yet either. But we will have those before our June 9th SLT work session. So they will be shared with you guys in June. And this was an example of how Mrs. Winslow decided to build background knowledge for her 6th grade students when they were diving into Newton's laws. They started with the law of inertia. And so this activity, it was very structured, and they could only have their arm at a 90-degree angle and run and try and drop that tennis ball into that bucket. And so they had to figure out how to make adjustments. Where do they need to drop the ball for it to, they had about 4 rounds for each kid. And so it was, I think, a good anchor to start the lesson. And then I watched the rest of the lesson in class, and it promoted some very good questions. And then, like I said, as the lesson went on and the unit on Newton went on, they had that as a great hook to hang their learning on. So I just wanted to share that with you because I thought it was a very effective building background activity. And then these are just some photos from across our campus. These are a couple of students at recess from Johnston's class. And then our kindergarten classes had a glow day last week. It was quite amazing, actually. I was astonished at how well those pictures came out.
How did they do it?
Yeah.
It's a black light in there.
Okay.
And they learned that even like the kids were writing in like highlighter,
Oh.
coloring, and even the highlighter. So the kids were very impressed. And then on Friday, our elite students, which is our GT group, they worked across with Dr. Katzer across the course of several weeks to plan and then execute on Friday a fantastic spirit assembly that was a huge success.
Oh,
Who's the sumo wrestler?
Who was in the sumo? Who was the sumo? John?
I think so.
I think it was John.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
I like the octopus. And the rooster, the chicken.
Yeah, because they did the chicken down, like,
I
all the
wondered.
kids, I mean, we had K6 in the stands, and so they all got to do the chicken dance in the stands.
Me. Oh.
And then there was staff versus students in a tug of war.
Who won?
Staff.
Looks like the staff did. I was gonna say it better be.
And then there was, in the next photo, a talent show component. So this was an example of a group that worked together on acrobatics. Like they actually flipped off of those platforms.
They did.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
The group of fourth grade boys there, they are very talented at backflipping.
And they just, wow.
Yeah, the audience was impressed.
The girls look a little nervous.
So then we had our coin challenge fundraiser from Parent Council. The proceeds were going to go towards Teacher Appreciation Week. So Mr. Gallagher received $155 in donations in his big old jar, and I received $220. So $375 was earned, and that's why I got more pies than he did.
So, how long did it take you guys to get clean?
Not long.
Not long, because I had to be at bus duty about
Yeah.
10 minutes later.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Oh,
Our positive office referral luncheon, those were our winners for the month of April. Again, for those of you who don't know, McDonald's graciously donates the lunch for all of us. And they have done that now for this going on the second year that they've done this.
that's so nice.
The first few months, Mrs. Kidwell and I did it, and it was like $80 a shot. And I was like, oh, okay.
It's nice of McDonald's.
Yeah, it is.
So we also had a goal with that to increase the number of positive office referrals. Last month, the goal was 50, and we made it.
Yep.
So there were 50 children across the campus, grade levels, that received a positive office referral.
All right.
So one of the behavior trends, hate speech is sixth grade in hate speech. We have a zero tolerance policy on it, and it's racial slurs and that type of thing in our sixth grade. Mrs. Kidwell and I have been in, gave a mini lesson to the sixth grade students. Consequences, there's a 3-day in-school suspension for hate speech, and it's the dreaded N-word and other things that they're saying. So definitely a real sixth grade thing this year. So behaviors with the substitute, zero tolerance as well. Students acting out when there are substitutes. It seems to be a trend in the last few years with just not behaving well with substitute teachers. Consequences, 2 days in school suspension with the teach piece as well. Working on that teach piece and teaching them a better way to do business. setting a plan in place for those high impact students in the classroom for long absences so that those real difficult kids are with another teacher in that grade level. And it's been accepted pretty well by the other teachers. It's helped a bunch. So. Recess behaviors, all grade levels this time of year. Recess behaviors are amped up. Definitely, we have all of them staffed with at least 3 personnel, and sometimes there's 5 or 6 personnel at the main recesses at lunchtime. Students in most grade levels that need extra help. There are students in each grade level that need extra help. One student that does not go out to recess without me present. We have several students on safety plans for recesses and unstructured time, and giving those students a place to play that is near an adult. Student behaviors are up as we finish the school year. April and May, 117 moderate behaviors of 88 in May. It's down a little bit, but overall that trend is much higher than it has been the previous 3 or 4 months. And then the major events, major referrals are 82 to 65 of the major events, and defiance and disrespect and physical aggression is the hit with the major referrals. So.
The times have changed.
Yes, and as the spring gets closer to summer, then so does the behaviors. Parent Council updates, Teacher Appreciation Week. It was a major success at LES. Parent Council did something, and our school did something almost in fact, the whole week we had something planned for the teachers. Coffee to desserts, and also Parent Council spent some time on the playground, painting the backboards and the standard, so it looks much better. New nets on them as well. Our winner for the Parent Council scholarship, $500 scholarship, was Bergen Fortner.
There were 3 applicants.
3 applicants this year, where 2 years ago we had 0. Last year I think we had 2. So nice to see that 3 students put their time in for the application.
And just some general updates. The end of the year field trips begin the last few weeks of May and into June. Each grade level has a special event planned for their grade level. Our annual LES water fight is June 4th at 2 o'clock. I expect every one of you to be there. The Forest Service provides the squirters.
Every board member, right?
Yes, please.
I have a doctor's appointment.
Okay.
Way far away.
I'll be out of town.
Yeah,
You can at least come watch.
I've been in them too many times.
And our 6th grade celebration, which is always a fantastic event, is June 4th at 7 p.m. Again, you are all invited to celebrate our 6th grade student successes if you're able to come. And staffing, we have interviews this week for our 1st and our 5th grade positions.
For both, we have.
Yep. And we've already, on the board agenda, there's a recommendation for 6 today. Okay.
Scott, do you want to be principal or curriculum or special ed or father of a graduate?
I almost put a picture there, but that'd be a little.
Okay.
So I didn't, so. Keep going. Just, you see our number counts. We've stayed pretty much, those numbers have stayed there pretty much all year. We have 341 kids in the high school, 177 in the middle school. The extra kids there are the 341 to 355. Those are kids that are on our rosters that do extracurricular sports. So those extra 15 kids are enrolled in our school, but they're either homeschool or Christian kids, but they participate in athletics. So that's where those extra numbers come from. But we've stayed pretty solid all year. Those numbers haven't changed much. Again, with the testing, our 7th and 8th graders have their 4th window coming up. It goes on the 23rd, as well as our 8th grade science SBAC testing window, which we're actually starting tomorrow. Our AP government kids tested last week, along with our U.S. history kids, took the repeat tests. And then again, the exact path spring assessment that we have going on through the month of May. That is also supposed to be done by the 23rd. And then the last 2 days of school, we have our semester final. So just again, May is always a busy month of testing and field trips and all the sorting activities. So just a lot of things going on. Just our open positions. We're actually interviewing this week for our high school English teacher. We have 2, possibly 3 interviews that we'll have this week. And then we interviewed last week for our .5 music position that is on your guys' docket to hopefully improve her. I think she's going to be an absolutely wonderful, wonderful person to put into our school district. So I'm very, very excited for her to be here. She's also the fiance to our band teacher. So 2 very young people who really like Libby and are very passionate and excited about music. So I'm excited for them. So
Well, he did such a fabulous job.
he was incredible, absolutely incredible this year. Again, there's a list of our activities that go on in May and kind of cross as we go along, but tomorrow night is our senior dessert, followed by Wednesday morning is our 7th grade pledge to graduate. Again, just assemblies and field trips and just senior stuff. So again, just kind of being in it for the first time in May and the position that I'm in, just the coordination and the planning of stuff, it is quite daunting, to be honest with you. It's quite a bit there. So, and then just again, on top of this, I'll just mention, kind of like the elementary school, some of their trends that they see, for the better or for the worse. We see it ours as saying the use of the N-word as just a normal word for whatever it is anything that we have dealt with. Same thing, we have cracked down on it pretty hard. We've had multiple meetings with our middle school kids just saying like zero tolerance type thing. You know, as well as the heightened with the behaviors come spring, and so it's not just the elementary school, we're seeing that as well. So but again, a lot of exciting things going on, and just it's like I said, it's kind of fun, and having a senior this year, it's kind of fun to get to participate in all those again as a parent. So next. We actually did last Wednesday, we did 5th quarter. It was we did a football tournament. I said terrible picture, I apologize, I'm not a photographer, but we had 4 different fields going on, 3 in the football field and 1 behind. We had 12 teams that signed up, so we had 120, 130 kids that played in the afternoon, and a group of our high school kids came to us and asked Mark and I if we would do that for them, so we let them put it together. They planned most of it. We did hot dogs for all the contestants, and then we had popcorn for the kids that were there. And then some of the middle school kids who desperately didn't want to participate, those teachers took them on a different field and did some other activities with them. So it was just kind of a fun kind of afternoon to have the kids just kind of go out and either watch or play. And then each team had a teacher on their team. That was part of the deal. They had to have at least three females and a teacher on every team. So and it was fun. It was I think our juniors ended up winning it, but it was fun. It was just a fun afternoon. So
And it was pretty.
it was
nice.
Yeah, it was hot. Last Tuesday was our scholarship night. That the picture there are all the kids that are graduating with a 4.0 or higher. So again, we work really hard, you know, to push a lot of programs, but it's also nice for a night to celebrate those kids who worked really hard and just excelled in the classroom. If you see there, locally, state, and federally, our seniors that are going off either to college or VOTEC or some type of a training have earned over $926,000 in scholarships. That is absolutely, to me, is absolutely amazing. The money that's available out there and that they've done after that. 38, we honored 38 local scholarships that night. It was a long night, but it was still exciting. It was a couple hours long.
Very long night. Huh?
It was, but it was exciting to just to celebrate all these kids. We have two valedictorians. Kylie Derryberry is actually has a full ride scholarship to Yale. Going as pre-med, wants to be a doctor.
Wow.
So she's going to be taking off. Rowan Sherbo, you guys know Rowan is an absolutely incredible kid. He's taking off to Missoula. Then the salutatorian is my son Ryan. You can see they graduated with 4.5 GPA, and Ryan had a 4.46. So we do offer a lot of advanced classes that have higher GPAs awarded to them that our kids take a lot of advantage of as well. And I did put on there, I should have. This year, our sophomores, juniors, seniors, our high school, they've earned over 400, and I think there was 426 college credits that our kids earned this year through our Running Start FEC connection with our program. So over 400 credits were earned
through that
program this year, and that's counting, welding, history, English. So it's definitely something that our kids are taking advantage of more and more as the college works to really grow that program within our high school. So it's kind of exciting. So it was a fun night to see these kids get honored. I think that's about some more. Oh, SPED, I'll just jump to my SPED curriculum job. I've mentioned it before, I'm probably going to leave this up there for the next 6 months, but we will have a SPED audit next year. It's nothing that we need to worry about. We did it. This will be my 3rd audit since I've been in that position. I'm actually kind of looking forward to see what they can find that we're not doing correctly, but just that's coming up. So obviously we're planning for that. And then we have some meetings coming up here soon with all my SPED teachers just transitioning, any kids transitioning from plumber to the elementary to the middle school. We'll have those meetings just to talk about those kids that'll be moving and kind of what that's going to look like, what we need to do in August to get ready for them, and then for next year. And Garth was here a couple of Monday, Tuesdays ago. Again, she's always great to have in our buildings, spends time in all of our SPED programs, just giving advice, feedback. Met with her after she visited to set up some training prior to next year. And then, again, you guys will hopefully will approve our SLP, but we actually hired a speech and language pathologist this year. She'll be a full-time employee and a real person in our school district. So that'll be the first time in, I think, 4 years that we've had an in-person SLP. So
I still can't believe that, because you said there were 2 possibilities.
yeah,
That's
two
just
incredible candidates. So just excited to have
a
that
real speech
back
person.
into our
Yeah.
SPED program. So I'm thrilled. So that's it. The rest of the homeworks.
So are you gonna do anything else with all your other jobs? Do you have anything else?
Not that I need. No. I mean, yeah, there's a lot I can talk about, but I'll talk about it.
Okay, Mark?
Yeah, so there's some behavior data last year, this year. Last year on the left, the top one's referrals by locations. And of course, the big one is classroom. And then on all this data, there's a little different how we approached our referrals from this year to last year. So it's not a true comparison, but it gives you a good snapshot. On the bottom, time last year, this year. Peak times in the afternoon is, well, if you get 15, 20, 10 referrals in a day, 90% are from the middle school. So that 1 to 2 is like their reluctant time. Not sure that many reflect a little less structured type of environment for them. But those are what we have last year up to this date of this year.
11 o'clock, they must be really hungry.
Yeah, it's right before lunch for them. Yep. And then last year, this year, and this is all 7 through 12, not just middle school, but day of the week, again, it's kind of spread out.
Wow.
And then referrals by grade, again, very unique. Our 9th grade is a challenging grade. Last year, that's typical, I would say, across America, from 7 through 12 as far as referrals that you get. But you know, this year, the ninth graders have run the eighth graders as far as the number of referrals coming. Hopefully they'll be maturing and growing as they all do over the summer break, right? Oh, yeah. Go to the next one there. Yeah, just not to go. And then our Attendance Matters Award every 4 to 5 weeks. 12th graders, 7th graders won. Those are their percentages. And they'll be getting actually ice cream coming up later this week, some ice cream bar. So do that every 4 weeks or so. Here's some results from the state band and choir. They did an excellent job, excellent performances. All the ones that got superior ratings in those categories. A lot of students really excelled and did really well. With Mr. Lewis leading the band and Ms. Braun leading the choir. So there's some big successes there. I don't know what it usually looks like, but I think it's a really good showing. Those are all the top rating. And then excellent ratings went to those vocal solos and vocal ensemble and bassoon solo. I'm not sure what a bassoon is, but must be something great.
Thank you for recognizing them. I think that's great.
Yeah, they did awesome. They did really great. Really good showing. The middle school parent council actually met today. We meet on the same day as the board meets. There was only 2 of us, Miss Rose from the elementary school, and this is the first time we invited the high school parents. So it was just middle school at first, but now it's 7-12. And so that's how we hope to continue through next year with the parent council. But we just discussed some ongoing research that Laura looks like they would fund if, once I get all the data, get approved from the board and Mr. Goodman. But looking at, you know, most middle schools have a basketball court, something, but the school's built as a high school. So I've talked to our varsity football coach, how far can we go out in that field? And actually, Noble was going to come over today, couldn't make it, to look at the excavation and cement costs, and hopefully we can get, and the volleyball net, outdoor volleyball net that Elida already got, to be honest, about $1,000, really good volleyball net and sleeves. That's going to be easy to install, but the basketball courts can be a little bit more expensive.
Where's that going to be? Where's it going to be again?
Oh, so if you're coming in from the north end on Education Way, you see on the guardrail that kind of was taken out by somebody in that field. So from
the practice field.
Practice field, yeah. And so then it kind of goes down and levels off. So they would go into closer to the building and then out as far as Kyle said it would be okay. And it'd be 30 by 80 feet. Well, it depends on the cost too. We're going to see what they can do for us. Pay the cost of the hoops and the volleyball, it's concrete, yeah. And so that's where their playground is, 7th to 8th grade. So I think it'd be a great asset for them to have that out there. And then we also have to, you know, there's a lot of things that, I also sent an email today to the dig people, whatever it's called, I dig or something.
Yeah, Flathead Electric.
Yeah, because they got to see what's, and according to Ken, it's moving some sprinklers and some valve boxes, but there's nothing else under there, he thinks. So.
Yeah, that's this thought. We've run that through David as well.
Right. Our original thought was where there's an old or an existing tank closer to the road.
Yeah, you don't.
But this area, it's just some sprinklers that just have to be moved out.
Still, we still use it.
Yeah. So
well, we don't use it, but it's still there. Yeah.
Yeah, but Laura talking to Tabitha, who runs Laura, she said, "Oh, we would be happy to do that." I don't know.
What that's going to go
into, but 8th grade celebration is June 4th. It's going to be a celebration. That has been in the past. It was voted on and talked to the teachers, the parent council, and so it'll be kind of an award for the 8th graders, and you look signing on that June 4th. And then it's just kind of some things we talked about tonight in the next meeting, September 8th, for that parent council.
Thank you.
Nick, you want to?
Yep. Just athletics, we're wrapping up the year. We have divisionals this week. So track will be at Polson Friday, Saturday. Tennis, we're hosting divisionals again this year here, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And softball will be in a playing game Saturday. We'll find out tomorrow night if it's Steve or Hamilton. We don't know yet.
Nick, how'd the field turn out? Because they've been using it, right?
Yep, we played the last 2 home games on it. So it's.
You look great.
For thinking that that process started in October, it's pretty amazing.
It is amazing.
They got a lot done.
They
Is it
really did.
Is it the lights that are all that's left pretty much?
The lights and the concession stand bathrooms will have to be built. So they are gonna put together one more fundraiser, guessing it's gonna be roughly $60,000 to get those two things done. So that's the next.
What about parking? How's it looking?
It's not ideal, but it's getting better. And working with Head Start, we had some things we didn't understand, so we're getting all that panned out. But it's, once the lights are up, it'll be easy because we don't have to start at 3:30. You know, we can start a little later.
Mm-hmm.
So that will make a huge difference if we get to that point. But it's not bad. It worked. So that's this week finishing up. And again, Steve I finds out tomorrow, Frenchtown and Steve I play. And that will determine if we go to Steve I or Hamilton for the play-in. Next week's state track, we're actually in Kalispell. We don't have to make the 10-hour drive to state track this year, which will be really good for our kids. Tennis is in Billings, so they get to make the drive instead. And softball state is in Columbia Falls. So when we win Saturday, we're going to have 2 out of the 3 that'll be really close to home, which will be a nice break for us.
That's nice.
Really nice. Really nice. And then we got to point these 2 kids out. We have 2 kids sitting at the top of Class A right now. Capri Farmer's the #1 in Class A in the 1600 meter. She has broken our school record how many times, Josh?
She broke it last year as an 8th grader, then was broken 3 times this year.
Yeah, so she was MHSA got her as athlete of the week last week, which is pretty cool to do.
All right.
And then obviously we have Ryan Beagle, who was the state champ last year, and he's sitting #1 in singles and tennis. So it'll be fun to have his last year here at divisional tournament at home. Give him another run at it, but I think that's pretty cool. We have 2 of the top in Class A right now.
And that's the date for this?
That's divisionals. Yep, this is this weekend. If the weather holds.
You have waterproof.
Tennis, you can't play in
Tennis
rain.
balls? Get waterproof ones.
It's tennis divisionals is looking a little scary right now because of the weather, but
Yeah.
we'll see what we can do.
And that's the 5th, huh?
Mr. Goodman.
Hey. Projects coming up, and just give an update on that central school upgrades. I think kind of covered a little bit of this, but just for the new board members, I don't think anything upstairs has been painted only once since 1940. And so we're trying to make that look really good. We're going to put carpet in there in classrooms, be a nice upgrade and for the school and the school district. Roof replacement at the middle high school. The library is going to replace that roof. Is in sad shape, and we've got that scheduled for the new liner on top of it. And then, of course, the bleachers and track and football. The project is nearly complete. And I'll picture that in just a second. It looks really great. So next slide. So the new boards, those were a slight miscommunication. And
But they're really pretty, aren't they?
They're nice now.
They're really nice.
I'm just telling you, I'm glad that Ken Foss didn't have a cup of coffee because he would have taken them all out. But the truth of it is, the boards were so old anyway. I mean,
Yeah.
I will still harass him, but the aluminum. I was just on this the other day when it was raining. It's raining hard. It's not slippery at all. And so this is going to be really great. I had a heart attack last year when somebody almost went through the flooring, the decking there. It literally, the guy jumped off onto the main walking space and it creaked and cracked and about went through. So, and the other thing that Jay is going to do is he's going to put some more supports underneath it to stiffen up those boards. It's still, if you're out there, you'll see there's places where it's really soft. He's designed some supports that he's going to weld in that will help support the structure itself and the boards so that they don't just feel like a diving board up there.
So they're currently doing install those right now.
Right now.
So I went out there and looked with Connor Benson today. He's working on it. And he was showing me all the rotten boards where they're putting, that are still there, obviously.
Yeah.
But he put a support under it and it was just screwed in. It wasn't even welded in and it made all the difference in the world. Those boards would have lasted way longer.
Yeah,
with this system.
as our conversation was, supporting those boards instead of having to replace them so much, it's just a better deal.
And it's gonna make the aluminum last way longer when we find it.
Mhm. So there was a bit of a debate in the office whether or not, if there was too much weight, whether it flaps this way or this way. And so I just felt like it's one of those situations we had to get that taken care of, and I think it's a good solution for us. Next slide. Climate survey, we get that in the fall and in the spring, and so our goal, of course, is to move forward. And so, again, and the climate survey is also attached to a whole bunch of grants that we have, as well as accreditation. So one of the things that we're looking at, and our key question is this: students at my school demonstrate behaviors allow teachers to teach and students to learn. And so this is the elementary school, and the blue is what you don't want, and the red is getting somewhat disagreeing and all that kind of stuff. As we all know, that student behavior is not just an issue in Libby. This is a new phenomenon taking place across the country. So the goal is moving that blue into a smaller. So if we just go to the next slide. So it's elementary school. Oh, good job. Elementary school, 12.5% strongly disagree on that. Of course, it populates the other numbers. So if the goal is to get rid of that blue, that's the big issue. So strongly disagree went down to 12%. Next slide. Here we have middle high school. In the fall, it's 27%. And again, next slide. 14%. Well, it's really good growth. One of the big things that I would say is it's not just taking the survey. We have to start building our systems to go ahead and make that. You've heard a lot of conversation about how we're dealing with behaviors, and one of the things that we're trying to support with is in Polson and in Bozeman. We have two different options for people to go to for professional development. What I can say is there are a lot of really smart people out there that are very good at this, and in Bozeman, there's going to be a lot of really good opportunities for both forming teams and making decisions on what we need for tools. So that information has kind of been out, and hopefully we'll get a good group of people going to Bozeman and or Polson. Polson, I'm sure it'll be fine. Bozeman's going to be a better option. I think that's the consensus of the administrators. If we can get as many people going there as possible, that'd be great. The school will pay for the travel and for the registration and per diem. So that would be a really great deal to get 10, 15 people to go. I don't see anything else. Okay, and here's the communication this month. Just a lot of communication taking place at all the buildings, and so that's another one of our goals. So that might be one more slide, I'm not sure. Board work to be completed. We had negotiations with LEA on the 13th. May 13th, is it May 13th or 12th? It's tomorrow.
That's all I know.
We need to get that done, the completing, the STAR Act, get that signed, so we'll be taking care of that. And then board meetings on May 21st or the 22nd to approve the completed negotiations, hiring candidates, and travel forward. So what we want to have is another board meeting on the 21st or the 22nd. And the reason I put it in here so I wouldn't forget. But my question for you guys as board members, what's a better opportunity, the 21st or the 22nd, and another board meeting? We're going to have to hire some people, and we're going to have to deal with some travel requests to the middle school. It's going to be taking a trip.
Yeah, eighth grade, so.
Eighth grade.
On the 30th, yeah.
Yeah. Does it matter to board members?
What days of the week?
Yeah, that's what I'm
You
looking
bet.
at. The 21st
Is it Wednesday?
is Wednesday, and the 23rd is a Friday.
21st or the 22nd?
22nd.
22nd is the Thursday.
Wednesday or Thursday.
Yep, Wednesday or Thursday. What's the privilege?
And it would be at what time?
Doesn't matter to me.
What about work?
I'm in Atlanta that week.
After work.
Okay.
So you're not here.
I won't be here that week.
Okay.
Cody, what time do you get out of work?
5:30.
5:30?
So it'd have to be after 5:30 or
If possible.
is that?
Yeah.
On Wednesday, I'm sorry, are we?
What's that?
Wednesday or Thursday, which we're looking at?
Wednesday, I think we're looking at,
What do you think?
I could do that.
5:30?
Okay,
PG?
fine.
Okay,
Wednesday then?
Wednesday the
Wednesday,
21st.
the 21st.
Ellen will have it posted and send it your direction. Okay. Is there anything else on that? Okay.
Okay. Okay. Resignation, retirement, reduction of force, non-renewal. We have Kelly Jacobson, Libby Middle School, High School English, and James Woody, Libby Middle School Assistant Football Coach. Do I have a motion?
I move we approve the resignations of Kelly Jacobson, Libby Middle High School English at the end of the year, and James Woody, Middle School Assistant Football Coach.
Second.
I have a motion by Ellen and a second by Rob. Any questions? All those in favor? Against? Thank you. Consideration of staff. Is there any reason not to take these together? You see any reason?
I didn't have any issues with any of them.
So, any questions on this? Kelly Rigney?
Rigney Wolf.
Thank you. Tanya Goen. Kara Thomas. The non-tenure certified staff, the certified staff, the classified staff, Isabel Hollingsworth, Libby High School Assistant Coach Soccer, Bobby, I thought we did Bobby Gillespie already.
He resigned from 5th, 6th grade.
That was it. That was it. I knew we had that name. So I still can't believe we're actually getting, if we approve this, a speech pathologist. That's amazing. Do I have a motion?
I make a motion that we accept the 2024-2025 staff contract transfers as listed.
Second.
I have a motion by Rob and a second by Ellen. Any questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. Oh. Consideration of second and final reading of the clerk policy 1230.
Thank you for putting all of those policies in.
Yeah, perfect.
I think the one that we're looking at is much better than I think it's an improvement.
So the first one, the shorter one is what we have now on top. And the second one is what we had kind of put together, but then we noticed as of May 6th, MTSBA and OPI created yet another description. So I think that's kind of the one we're looking at adopting, unless you see any other reasons.
I mean, the one that we had a first reading on is not the one that we're looking at?
Well, in order to cover everything, I would definitely go with the third one. However, I did find later today that, pretty far down there where it says prepare and provide board packets to the trustees prior. That's something Ellen does. I don't do that. As well as prepare all notices for board meetings. I don't do any of that. That's something Ellen does. Yeah, so if we took those out, then everything else would fit within the job description of district clerk to qualify for the STARS Act.
Would you have to have it taken out if you just said that was, if you requested?
You can
You
keep it in there.
Do that work, she does that work for you?
I'll tell her to do that.
Well, let's not do that. But no, I just think, I mean, that whole issue of, yeah, that's really coming, that's your report. And if she puts it together for the office, I don't think that's a problem. If that, I think that makes good sense to me. So.
Okay.
So Stacy, go over again what you think.
That very last and final one that, was revised on 5/6 of this year is the one that we're looking to adopt.
Was adopted on 5/6.
We just want to cover all our bases.
Mm-hmm. I understand.
Stacy, do you know why there was such a push on that as far as to get the change?
I think it had something to do with getting to EP and allowing
Oh,
the district clerks
sure.
to be qualified as the FTE.
Yep.
So I think that's what it had to do with.
Is that why we push to get this done?
Yes, before May 15th, yes.
Any other questions on this? And I'm so, I shouldn't say this. I'm so glad there's only one policy thing.
There's 1 inch.
Yeah.
Basically, we haven't had the first reading of this changed one.
Well, we really didn't read it last time. I mean, we really didn't have a reading because we were waiting to see what we were going to change. So this would be really our first reading. Does it have to be done
Yep,
now?
that'd be good.
So it needs to be first and second.
It is our second reading.
It's our first and second.
Well, the first reading was the agenda meeting. Because you can't. do-
We had so many questions, yeah.
Exactly, so I'll leave it up to you guys.
Okay. For our first and second reading, first, second, and final reading of the clerk's policy 1230. Before I ask for a vote, are there any questions?
So we're doing the one that's proposed by MTSBA.
Yes.
This
Mm-hmm. So that's what she's saying. So do I have a motion?
I saw move.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any questions? I have a motion by Ellen and a second by Rob. All those, I almost said all those opposed. All those agreeing with this policy being the first, second, and final reading?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? You've got it, Stacy.
Thanks.
Okay. New business. 2025-26 MHSA membership and dues.
How much are the dues this year?
Same as last year.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, that would change it all.
It's the one thing that doesn't go up in the world.
That's
The only
good.
thing that's never gone up since I've been around.
Yeah.
Don't say that. We're gonna be sorry now. I need a motion.
I make a motion that we accept the consideration of 2025, 2026 MHSA membership and dues.
Second.
I have a motion by Rob and a second by Ellen to consider the 2025-26 MHSA membership and dues. Any question? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Consideration of LCA bargaining agreement language.
I move that we approve the LPA bargaining agreement language.
Second.
I have a motion by Ellen and a second by Rob to approve the LCA bargaining agreement language. Any questions? All those in favor? Opposed? Thank you. Consideration of rehabilitative service contract.
This is similar to the one that we've had before.
I think it is, isn't it, Rob?
It's not,
It's different?
we have not had,
I don't think we've ever used this before, have we, Ron? RBHI?
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, the RBHI thought, I'm sorry, we've not, this is something new. It's the Rural Behavioral Health Institute, and it is free, which is a nice price tag. It also provides a screener for students with anxiety, depression, mental health issues like that. The reason that we want to do it, twofold. The first one is with the charter school, we have to do a couple of things differently. We need to measure kids' growth in social emotional skills. So if they're dealing with anxiety, by the end of the year, they should be dealing with less of it. And of course, we have to measure attendance and academic growth as well. So we can do this with RBHI, and it's taking place across the state. And so it's basically if a kid has screens into a bad spot, then the next thing that takes place is they get connected with a counselor, and they meet on a phone. And as much as that sounds pretty flaky, I've seen a lot of good success come out of it. A lot of these kids don't have people that are talking to them, so that's the deal. And again, it's being used across the state of Montana, and that's one of our tickets for the charter school. So.
Make a motion.
Yes, I just have to get back to it. Okay, we need a motion, please.
I make a motion that we accept the memorandum of understanding between Rural Behavioral Health Institute and Libby School District.
Second?
second,
A motion by Rob and a second by Ellen. Any questions? All those in favor?
Right.
Opposed? Okay. Next, consideration of 2025-26 health insurance. Are we all?
Yeah, we had a 9.5% increase in our rates.
Just like the MHS site, only different.
What do you do?
We're lucky. Yeah. Do I have a motion?
Who wants to make a motion on that, right?
Yeah. Please make a motion.
I move that we approve the 2025-26 health insurance.
Second?
Second.
I automatically say that, don't I?
Are we ahead of ourselves here?
Got kind of mixed up. There was a
RBHI, yes, I'm
from
sorry.
C and E. There's a little mix up there.
We did see, now we're on D.
When Ron started talking, it was about E.
Oh,
Yes.
Yes.
C.
we didn't do C.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the,
So the rehabilitative services contract.
That's got wording.
yeah, I think so. Mhm.
Okay, so we approved the Rural Behavioral Health Institute MOU, right?
Let's just do let's do it, the rehabilitative service contract.
We haven't done C, the rehabilitative services contract, which you were talking about.
Mm-hmm.
I was talking about one thing and you took over.
Happens.
It does. So we're back on C. Is that correct, everyone?
Yes.
We all understand that. Consideration of rehabilitative service contract. Explanation, please.
He just gave it to us.
No.
No, that-
No, that was,
That's our trainer.
Oh, that's-
That's
right,
the-
okay.
The cabin piece with the
is
trainer.
she the only one we have now?
Yeah.
We don't have anyone in the elementary anymore, do we?
And this is our sports trainer.
Oh, just the- oh, the
So he's
sports-
just there after school.
Sorry,
That's been working out really well, hasn't it?
Awesome. Yeah, he's great.
He is so nice. I just love him.
That's great.
I saw him a lot for a while this
Yes, you
winter.
probably did.
'Cause he'd come in and visit when I was there. Okay. Do I have a motion on consideration of rehabilitative services contract?
I so move.
Second.
I have a motion by Ellen and a second by Rob for the consideration of rehabilitative services contract. Any questions? I need a vote, please. All those in favor of?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. Now I think we can go to health insurance.
I'll make a motion that we accept the 2025, 2026 health insurance.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
Second.
I have a motion by Rob and a second by Ellen to approve the 2025-26 health insurance. All those any questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Now we've already approved E, correct?
Yeah,
Correct.
we did it.
All right. So now we're down to F. Consideration of county administration of election results.
Resolution, that's a resolution, you have to read it, PG.
Whoops. It's way, have to look at it again. 21. Stop it. Okay. Do I have a motion?
Just a minute.
Okay, Ellen. Whatever.
It's a resolution.
Are you ready now?
You want me to read the resolution?
Do I have to read the resolution?
Yeah.
I'll go back to it.
Right here. Got it?
It just keeps taking me out.
Read that line.
Yeah. Thank you. Trustee resolution requesting county conduct election. Be it resolved, the Board of Trustees for Libby School District Number 4, Lincoln County, State of Montana, requests that Lincoln County Elections, State of Montana, conduct the following school elections for Libby School District Number 4, Lincoln County, for fiscal year 2026. And this is for all elections. That's the one that's marked. Okay. In accordance with 20-20-417 MCA, the county will perform the duties imposed on the trustees and the clerk of the district for school elections in 2020, in 20-20-203, 20-20-313, and 20-20-404. I'm going to test the public on this and deliver to the trustees for the purpose of canvassing the vote, the certified tally sheet and other items as provided in 13-15-301. Other election duties not specified will be conducted by mutual agreement between the district clerk and the county election administrator. Where'd it go, Ron? I touched it. Here it is. No. I'm sorry I touched it. And everyone's just holding their breath.
Here, I have it up.
You
Do
got
you
that?
have it? Thank you. I won't touch it. Okay. I'll read that last. Other election duties not specified will be conducted by mutual agreement between the district clerk and the county election administrators. Board, name of board chair, Elida Snow, and print board clerk, Stacy Morley. Dated this, it will be the 12th day of May, 2025. Thank you. Do I have a motion?
Well, after all that, we have to approve the motion. Approve the resolution requesting county
Yes.
elections.
Mm-hmm.
I move that.
Thank you.
Second.
Okay. I have a motion by Ellen and a second by Rob for the consideration of county administration of election resolution. Do I have,
Yeah.
okay, all right. All those in favor? Opposed? Thank you. Consideration of clerk. Right? Job description. We have. Right, Stacy?
Yeah.
Okay. Any questions?
Do you agree with all those duties, Stacy?
Yes, it's just spelled out.
You didn't get any added in then, you know?
I need a motion.
I'll make a motion that we accept the consideration of clerk job description.
Do I have a second?
Second.
I have a motion by Rob and a second by Ellen for consideration of clerk job description. All those in favor? Opposed? Are we finished?
Make a motion that we.
You're taking my spot. I know.
You can't make any motion, so.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you and welcome to the board.
I guess you spoke too much over there.
Yeah, you were big helps on motions.
We
Thanks
didn't
a
have
lot,
any,
guys.
Thing to look at to see what you were.